Yes, heels down is the most common piece of riding advice you'll ever hear. And in 50 years of teaching, I can tell you, it's also one of the most misunderstood. In fact, forcing that heel down might be the very thing that's throwing your whole position off. Let's talk about your lower leg. Not just where it goes, but what's actually happening in your joints. So here's the thing. For decades, instructors have been yelling heels down across arenas everywhere. And I get it. We want that long, draped leg. It looks correct, it feels stable, and when it's done right, it's the best thing ever. But here's what nobody tells you. If you just jam your heel down without understanding what the knee and the hip are doing, you're actually bracing. You're locking your joints that need to be soft and flexible, and that creates a chain reaction all the way up your body, and it affects your horse. Now, I like to think of everything I teach as a game with rules, okay? Your joints are the players, and the alignment is the rule book. If one player goes rogue, say your knee clamps onto that saddle like it's holding on for dear life, the whole team falls apart. All right, let's look at the first mistake I see constantly, and I mean constantly, in every discipline and every level. The rider pinches with the knee against the saddle. Now, when the knee grips, a couple things happen. Your lower leg can swing back, and it has nowhere else to go, and suddenly all your weight is on your toe on the stirrup with your heel pulled up. This destabilizes everything above that. Your upper body is suddenly very vulnerable. You're going to fall forward and you could tip off very easily. I want you to really think about this. Your knee is a hinge. It's designed to open and close, not to clamp. When you pinch, you're turning your hinge into a vise, okay? And a vise doesn't absorb motion. A vise locks everything in place. You also want to realize that when you pinch with your knee, you're making it very uncomfortable for the horse. The horse can't use his body naturally and move around when you're pinching on it. You want to be able to think of it as a big hug rather than a vice pinch at the top. If your lower leg is wrapped around and you're all the way around the horse, it doesn't matter what the horse is going to do. You're going to go with him and stay with him, and he's going to feel comfortable to flex his back up. So now your horse feels that locked knee, that braced leg, and what happens? Every stride bounces you. You can't follow the motion, and the harder you grip, the worse it gets. So here's the fix, and it starts with one simple thing. You ready? Open your knee. Just let it hang there. Let your thigh drape against the saddle instead of gripping it. Remember, your seat bones are your anchor, not your knees. Your knees are just along for the ride. You want to make it feel like you are relaxed and comfortable on the horse and not trying to hold on for dear life all the time. I'm telling you, you're not at risk of falling off if you're sitting in good balance. You can be loose and relaxed and ride with your horse. Now, when I say loose and relaxed, I don't mean sloppy and loose. What I mean is you're not clamping onto your horse. You're holding your horse's body with your legs like you would hold a 4-year-old's hand crossing a highway. You have a firm grip of their hand, but you're not squeezing it and scaring them, but you're also not dropping the hand and letting them be all alone with no support. You're just there, and you can gently encourage the child to walk forward or slow down and come with you without scaring them, but you've got a hold of them. That's all you need to do with your leg. It doesn't need to be more than that unless they're really getting silly. But if you're in the right place, you can add that on in a split second. You're not going to come off. But your horse will be a lot happier if you relax. Now, and this is the part that surprises a lot of riders, turn your toe out. Just slightly, not dramatically. You're not doing ballet, but when you turn your toe out a little bit, your knee naturally releases. You can't pinch your knee and turn your toe out at the same time. Try it now and see. The mechanics don't allow it. And ideally, in Biomechanics, your foot should be lined up with your thigh bone. So if your toe is turned in and your thigh is pointing out, especially on a very wide horse, you're breaking your ankle over in order to accomplish the heels down, and it destabilizes the base of your jumping position. You want to make sure your toe is just slightly turned out, and every body is built different, so the level of toe out will depend on the person. Some people are a little pigeon-toed or have their toe pulled in, so they're going to ride with their knees in a little bit more. That's fine. That works for them as long as they're thinking about their heel down and opening the knee and relaxing the knee. Okay? Once that knee is soft and your toe is slightly out, now think about your heel. Don't force it down. Just let the weight drop into it. Feel like your leg is a wet towel draped over the saddle It's heavy and long and relaxed and coming around. And your ankle's just going to relax on the fulcrum of your stirrup.
So we're going to fix, going to shift the foot. We're going to relax and let the leg come in alignment. We're shifting the pivot point from up there to down here. Actually, it'll be more here because it's a smaller horse. So now she's going to be more stable. So now I'm going to show something real quick. Let's go back to your unstable position. So what I would do is, she's destabilized. So now we fix the foot. We drop the heel, we secure the leg. Stand up in your jumping position for a second. Now relax and sit down and just relax. Just relax.
What you've just done is change your pivot point. When your knee was locked, your pivot point was higher up, so every motion of the horse threw your upper body forward and all over the place. Now with the knee soft and your weight in your heels, you've dropped that pivot point down, so you have it down lower into your ankle. Your lower leg becomes a good shock absorber, and your upper body can stay quiet. Now the teammates are working together. Now let's go up the chain, because your lower leg doesn't operate in isolation, okay? There's a posture pattern called lordosis. That's a fancy word for an overly arched lower back. You'll see it in a lot of riders who've been told to sit up straight and have their shoulders back. They overcorrect, and what happens is you get an extreme arch in that lower back. They end up sticking their seat out behind them, and suddenly their feet are going to go out and forward, and they're going to really brace into the heels. Their whole pelvis tips forward. Now I want you to really picture this. When your pelvis tips forward, it shoves your whole leg assembly forward with it. Your seat slides back in the saddle and your foot gets pushed ahead of you. Now you're bracing into your stirrup with a rigid heel, just trying to stay balanced. Well, that's going to force you to want to grip with your knee more, and also your upper body is going to come forward in order to make sure that you can stay over your feet. If your feet are forward, your shoulders are going to come forward to match that. So now everything you do is trying to hold this weird artificial position. That's going to create tension. Tension is going to make your horse get quick and get squirrely and buck and run off and to stop at fences. You're going to have a whole assortment of bad behavior because of that weird posture. You've gone from a soft shock absorbing ankle to a braced locked ankle, all because your lower back is out of alignment. Your heel can't stay down because it's busy pushing your foot forward against the stirrup. It's not a heel problem at all. It's a whole pelvis and alignment problem. So how do we fix this? First, we have to find neutral. And I don't mean slumping or slouching. You know, that's another thing I see happening a lot these days. That's just another different problem. Here's what I want you to do. You're going to tuck your tailbone under and pull your belly button backwards, and that will rotate your pelvis. And this will allow your spine to become more in alignment.
Okay, so now I'm going to go in and adjust her. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take your foot and we're going to add it into the ball of your foot. And then we're going to let you relax your ankle down. And we're going to loosen up this knee a little bit. So we take the pivot point from here to here. We're shifting down from here to here. And then we're going to let you soften your seat and relax a little bit. And now sit up tall with your shoulders from there. Good. So now she's more stable and lined up, and she's going to be more secure.
Your whole leg changes. Your knee can be soft because you're not bracing against anything. Your heel can drop because your weight is flowing straight down through your leg instead of forward into your stirrup. Your joints now can flex, and your hip, knee, and ankle, they can all be shock absorbers now. This makes for a softer ride for you and a much more comfortable ride for your horse. Remember, slow is fast with horses. Don't try to fix all this in one day. Work on the knee release first. When you feel natural with that, add the pelvic alignment and give it time. Take time to find where it feels comfortable to be, not just forced. Now, I want you to connect all of this in one idea. And in 50 years, this has been the single most important thing I've learned, okay? Your joints are designed to be soft. Your hip, your knee, your ankle, they're shock absorbers. They flex, they follow, they give. They allow the horse to move naturally and allow you to be able to follow your horse. Think of it as two dance partners. You can have structure, but there's fluidity where you work together. Otherwise, you guys would be stepping all over your toes, right? So you want to make sure you think about having that balance and that structure in yourself without having to use force to hold it. 2-point is also called a balance position, meaning you can stay there in balance. It's not a forced position you're trying to force yourself to stay in. It's balanced because your body isn't aligned and you don't have to work to hold it. When every one of your joints lock up, whether it's your knee gripping or your ankle bracing because your pelvis is out of alignment, that stiffness travels. It goes into your horse's back. It makes you bounce. It makes your aids unclear. But when all the joints are working and they're soft and stacked in alignment, hip over heel, knee open, ankle flexible, you move with your horse. You're not fighting the motion. You're part of the motion. I've always taught my horses in confidence. I don't want them tense because I'm tense. So the best gift you can give your horse is a soft, balanced seat. They feel it immediately, and they'll give you more because they trust you. So let's do a quick recap. Number 1, don't pinch your knee. Let it hang. Turn your toe out just a little bit to release it. Number 2, drop your weight into your heel. Don't force it, just let it sink. Number 3, find your neutral in your pelvis. If your lower back is arched, tuck that tailbone under. Your leg can't hang correctly if your pelvis is tipping forward. Number 4, keep every joint soft. Hip, knee, ankle. They're shock absorbers, not locks. Okay, get out there and practice. Start with that knee release, ride with it for a week and feel the difference. Do your homework and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear what you feel when your lower leg finally drops into place and you feel that security. And remember, slow is fast with horses. Take your time. They progress faster in the long run. Talk to you soon.